Today's programming brought to you by Raymore and Flanigan. Thousands of items in stock and delivered in 3 days or less.
2 women punched in the face this month. It's just awful, in separate incidents on the Upper West Side, adding to the growing concern for older adult safety. Police say the random attacks happened within hours of each other near 72nd Street and Central Park West. There have also been several unprovoked attacks on older adults in the subways just this year.
Yeah, joining us now with the very latest is Department for Aging Commissioner Lorraine Cortez Vasquez and Captain Jackeline Bodden with the NYPD Crime Prevention. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
I'm starting with you, Captain, because we saw that video of the woman lying unconscious on the floor. It's sickening. We did this in exclusive with her, and she said, you know, I don't want him to go to jail. I want him to get help.
Right.
So where are we at with that? The latest of trying to find this guy responsible.
This particular investigation is still ongoing. We haven't narrowed in on a suspect just yet, but her spirits and not wanting him to get arrested is very interesting. She definitely acknowledged what we may be seeing as mental health. Just looking at that video is very difficult to take in what happened to her, but 3 days later she's back out already walking her dog again, so that's definitely one of those positive things that we like to see.
I mean, you see it's unprovoked. It's happening in broad daylight. Is that surprising to you?
Not necessarily surprising. We've seen different crimes that may happen in the daytime. I wouldn't say I'm definitely surprised about it. It's just any crime that happened in the daytime is heinous within itself, but to just see that attack on an older adult, that's what's very striking for us. These are the type of crimes that we're trying to focus more on, and just to try to make sure we get as much prevention on these crimes as possible.
Yeah, Lorraine, the work that you do in making sure that older adults are kept safe, it's difficult because you see something like this and you're like, they can barely protect themselves or their dogs, or, you know, thank God somebody came and tries to help them off the floor. What are you seeing, and how disturbing is this? Is this a trend? Is this rising in numbers with these incidents?
The interesting part is that it's not rising in numbers.
Okay.
So if we look at older adult crime across the city and compare it from last year to this year, because we do keep track of that, the numbers are not increasing. What's increasing is the randomness of it.
Yeah.
The fact that now it might be done in broad daylight.
Okay.
So the educational part for the older adult that we engage in is an important feature now, to just tell them about the awareness and to be aware of their surroundings much more than they may have been during the day. You know, we had a lot of tips for people at dawn or at dusk. But now,
what do you tell them now?
Now we have to tell them, you know, be alert, walk around with more than one person if you can.
Yeah.
The other thing is that sort of the prevention measures. The thing that I'm most proud of is one of the relationships that we established with the police department last year at our Elder Abuse Day, when we were rolling out some programs. The Deputy Commissioner for Police, Mark Stewart, made a commitment at that time and put Captain Bodden in charge that we would have a community liaison in each precinct that was dedicated to the older adult, who would know the services, but also would know how to serve and tend to someone who has been victimized like this.
The attacks are just so brazen, happening more often in broad daylight. I mean, why is that? Why are these criminals becoming more brazen to attack in broad daylight?
Like she said, I don't think it's that they're more brazen to do it. It's just more random, as the commissioner mentioned before. The attacks are more random, which is why the commissioner gave those tips that we gave. And back to what you said about the liaisons, what we did under our leadership, Commissioner Mark Stewart in Community Affairs in NYPD, with those older adult liaison, which in all 3 of the cases, the 2 that happened on the Upper West Side and the 1 that happened in the train station, all our liaisons already made contacts with those older adults to just let them know, alert them what's going on in the area and whatever resources that they have available to them, whether it's through the NYPD or DFTA.
The other thing that I think it's really, it's the randomness of it, as I said before, but I also think that there is a mental health crisis that, you know, we're acknowledging in the city, and that we need to look at and price some services. That is not yet your random criminal. there was no attempt at her jewelry or at her purse or anything like that.
But
that
you
was
also
just,
don't know his rap sheet as well. You don't know if there is one.
We don't know if there is one. But we also know that there's a strong correlation between one of the things that I've learned from NYPD and the mayor is that there's a small number of people who are constantly doing these same crimes over and over again.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the problem. Lorraine and Jacqueline, thank you so much. It's important to get these tips out there for people to know.
Absolutely.
Right.
Thank you. Thanks
So
for having us.
be alert, be aware of who's around, and when possible, go out with more than one person.
Well, there's advice there. All right.
Thank you.
Well, for more safety tips, you can go to nyc.gov and search for Keeping Seniors Safe. You can also find info on the Department for the Aging and people that are managing this site. Nick is up next with more on the latest tropical disturbance in the Gulf.
And it's being called the holy grail of trading